You're listening to WTF Lex, a production of OGM Podcast Network. Real events, real accountability, and real Lexington. Let's get it. What is up, Lexington? It has been a wild week. I have actually been pretty busy myself with home improvements and, that whole fucking day job thing. But that by no means means. That's rough to say. But that by no means means that nothing happened in Lexington, because, dear Lord, it's been a wild one. Tonight's episode, though, is going to concentrate mainly on the Berea bank robbery turned shooting turned high-speed chase into Lexington, and the absolute shit show that happened at Penn Station over on Nicholasville Road the other day that has just absolutely blown the fuck up, in which I am so happy to see, and once again, the internet is fucking undefeated. But first things first, let's talk about the talk of the town. It was talk of the state, actually. I mean, we had ATF, FBI, Lexington State Police, Georgetown got involved. Obviously, Berea was involved. This is chasing the kid afterwards, but the kid, as I say, of the hour, because it was an 18-year-old fucking kid, Brailen Weaver. Apparently, he was originally from Louisville, but he was in Somerset, staying in Somerset, whatever. I'm not dug into it too deep because, just quite frankly, it's a fucking piece of shit. Of course, that's just my opinion, and opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. With that being said, I took off Thursday morning, and I was going to Tennessee to my powder coater. Yeah, I drive all the way down there for that because I like my guy. But I literally pulled into his shop, dropped stuff off, was headed back to Kentucky for almost a 3.5 hour ride. And, everything started blowing up. Huge deal. Like, armed robbery at Berea U.S. Bank. Now, I joke and tell people every time I leave town, something major has to happen. This time it happened in Berea, and normally I wouldn't even talk about the Berea incident, but the kid actually ended up in Lexington in a high-speed chase and in the woods, but we'll get there. But apparently around 1:57, right at 2 o'clock, on April 30th, he walked into the U.S. Bank. If you take the exit off the interstate, you're looking at maybe a half mile, 3/4 mile up on the hill. Now, I'm going to read this directly from the press release from the U.S. Attorney's Office of the Eastern District of Kentucky. Their press release, it said, according to the criminal complaint, Weaver entered the U.S. Bank in Berea April 30th, 2026 at approximately 1:57 p.m. Upon entering the bank, Weaver immediately shot and killed a bank employee and then killed the teller. Weaver checked multiple drawers in the bank and immediately left. Investigators worked throughout the day to identify the suspect, as the perpetrator was hooded with black mask. Weaver was ultimately identified as a suspect, and his vehicle was located later that evening. Law enforcement attempted to stop Weaver's vehicle, leading to a pursuit that exceeded 100 miles per hour. Weaver ultimately crashed his car and fled on foot. Around 3 a.m. in the morning, Weaver was captured. Now, I came back through Berea on my way home. It's probably around 4:30, 5 o'clock, I'd say. And obviously, there was a massive police presence even then. There was state police everywhere. There was unmarked, obviously ATF, FBI was there. There was just a massive amount of people. Now, in the actual affidavit, not the press release, it states that they seen surveillance. He left on foot towards the Davis and Powell funeral home located near the bank, and the surveillance footage caught his silver BMW with the Alabama license plate. Now, I'm not going to bullshit you. This kind of made me laugh. The BMW was found for sale on Facebook by an individual with an account with the display name of Brailen Weaver, phone number, and it lists his phone number, by the way, email address, and it lists his email address, by the way. And yeah, I'm so tempted, but obviously we ain't gonna get no responses from that, are we? But it literally states that one of Weaver's social media accounts contains one picture of him wearing the suspected shoes and one picture of him wearing the suspect pants. Weaver also possesses the same physical build as the suspect. Way to fucking blend in, bro. And this should just go for a lesson for everybody. The law enforcement also was able to put Weaver in surveillance video at gas stations a few weeks prior to the robbery in the silver BMW suspect vehicle. So that's a few weeks. They can get your ass. I'm telling you, they got your eyes on you everywhere you go, everywhere you are. But apparently at about 8 p.m., the night of the robbery homicide, Weaver was still posting. He posted on, I don't know if it was Facebook or where, but it was a little alien dude holding an armful of money. I pledge allegiance to the bag. Bro, like, I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything for certain, but I'm pretty sure you didn't get the bag. It's not like this feller seems to be the smartest in the world anyway, because obviously location was still turned on his phone. So police were able to locate him in Somerset, and then it showed him headed towards the interstate. FBI intercepted him on the interstate, and that's when it was almost a 35-minute chase, 100 miles per hour, up to 130 is what they said. He and that was once he got up to Lexington, because up in Lexington they put out spike strips right about the I'm assuming right about the exit 115, because he darted off 115. He headed towards downtown Lexington. I mean, you imagine this fucker making it downtown Lexington at 130 fucking miles an hour. But apparently, somehow he got around on it's saying Newtown Pike, but it was out on Bryan Station Road where he actually fucking wrecked and went out on foot. And apparently in the car they located the firearm, and obviously it matched the murder weapon, of the shooting. So this guy's just not clever at all. I don't know if he's trying to go to jail. Like, I have so many questions, and probably 90% of them will never be answered. But I was actually back in town at that point. I was out door dashing, making some of that money back, because dropped off a $400 bumper to get powder coated. Or powder coating cost me $400. I had to make some of that money back. And literally, I was just about to come home, and no less than 5 people started messaging me. What in the hell's going on? There's high speed chase, this, that, and the other. And thank you, Philip. Hell, thank you, Lucky. Everybody who messaged me and sent me updates, thank you. And everybody who asked questions and rely on me for that shit, thank you very much. But I obviously had my nosy ass plumb out there. I was on Paris Pike, and I was following several of them in. And literally, I got on a little side road. It ended up being Johnston Road. At the time, I had no fucking clue where I was. I just knew I was beside some farm, from some horse facility, and going into a curve, there's a fuck ton of lights. I got in the middle of the lights, and here come fucking 6 or 7 people behind me. I was literally surrounded. That's why I called the video, surrounded. And I had the cops. Basically, I was trying to turn around. They was going every which way. They was getting body armor, long rifles. They was going to fucking town. At the time, there was 2 helicopters. There was the Lexington PD helicopter, and there was state police helicopter, and at least 1 drone. I'm pretty sure I've seen 2 drones at one point. I could be wrong on that one. But I drove my happy ass back around the perimeter. I went right down and around on, I think it was Muir Station Road. And I went down to where Muir Station meets Bryan Station. Huge roadblock there. They had Georgetown cops, I think is what it was. They were directing traffic, and then you had several unmarked. You had Paris, you had Lexington sitting there. There was 6 or 7 vehicles in the video that I took. I went around there. You went down to where Briar Hill Road meets Bryan Station. Right there, once again, SUVs, Lexington police. And what's fun, I'm assuming all the state police were actually in there on Johnston Road, because I didn't see one of those guys. They were probably in the thick of it. Lexington Fire Department was staged up about a mile and a half down the road by Speedway. I stopped in there to use the bathroom and actually met Philip. Thank you. Like I said, thank you again, Philip. for the heads up, and like he'd been following it for a little bit and actually talked to the cop, and they confirmed it was actually the guy from Berea, and that it was a silver BMW that they were looking for. Now I'm assuming that the high speed chase got people, because dude, I got reports from Man of War, and I'm assuming Man of War in 75. That's the only thing I can assume. And then I heard the next day on KSR that Matt Jones was stuck in there on Newtown Pike, right where the dude got off. He's lucky he didn't get in the middle of it. And I'm almost certain that when I went through the roadblock there with and Muir Station Road and Bryan Station, that I almost swear somebody said, "Oh, there's Greg." I stayed out and rode around the perimeter and checked stuff out and watched it till probably about 1:30, and I took my old tired ass home. Apparently around 3:00 they got the guy. Apparently he was near 64. Can you imagine if this fucker got on the interstate and carjacked a car and kept going? It kind of amazes me there was that many people there, that much power, man force, that many helicopters, fucking drones, and you still took till 3 a.m. to catch this guy? And in the same breath, I'm surprised he's not fucking dead. I'm surprised they didn't take him out as soon as they found his ass, but he looked surprisingly unharmed in the mugshot. And he's also waived the federal detention hearing, which, like, that's where you get you argue for bond and stuff, and you try to get out while your case is pending. I think we all know that is not going to happen. They've got him on video. They've got a pretty solid case, because from what I understand, if the feds come at you, they got you. It ain't like the state. State fuck around and try to get you and let them know they'll fuck around and let you know they're investigating you. And the whole time, feds don't. When they say, "Hey, we'd like to have a conversation," you better fucking tell them the truth, because they already know. But automatically it's a fed case because it's a bank robbery and there's homicide involved. Like, this dude is, it's kind of odd because you look at the first few charges and they're 20 years here, 15 years there, and then finally you get that last one and it could be life or death. I'm like, okay, that's more like it. And Russell Coleman has announced that Kentucky will seek charges, murder charges as well. So you got that on top. I'm not sure how that would work on top of the federal charge, if he had to serve out all of his federal time and then do the state time, or vice versa. I'm not sure. But I would assume federal trumps state. Now, with that being said, probably one of the most tragic parts of this is we're going to have to hear about this asshole for a while. We're going to hear about the trial. We're going to hear about all kinds of shit. And the family of the victims are going to have to hear it as well. And I don't know about them, but I've got questions. I'm sure the general public has questions. Like, this is not a general run-of-the-mill, every day you've heard of bank robbery. I mean, I don't understand if, none of it makes sense. We'll just put it that way. Well, that being said, let's discuss another fucking thing that just don't make no fucking sense. I'm sure you've seen it, you've heard it, it's fucking everywhere. Quite frankly, I was going to share it, but by the time that I woke up and got on Facebook, like, it was literally so fucking many people that I felt like I was just trying to grab on and get some try. I'm sorry, I'm not that desperate for views. I'm not trying to say anybody was, but I felt like at that point I'd just be jumping on the bandwagon. But old Tommy Roark, he put on a fucking show in Penn Station. I don't know what the fuck happened before, but quite frankly, I don't give a fuck what happened before. Like, you're crashing out on a fucking teenage girl in a Penn Station over a fucking sub sandwich. I mean, that's, unless she walked up and smacked you in the fucking mouth, it's gotta be over some food, right? But if you've seen it, you know as good as I do why it's blowing up, why it's fucking everywhere, and why it's so fucking divisive. Because, y'all want to claim that racism's dead in 2026? Bullshit. I grew up in the country, y'all. I know it's fucking alive and well. Now, with that being said, let me tell you a little quick story on the side. My grandfather was one of the more racist persons I've ever fucking met. And he had a heart attack and almost died in the floor. Technically, he died 7 times on the way to the hospital and being flown to UK hospital. When that man woke up, he never said another cuss word. He was never racist to any degree, and he never missed a day of church. Take that how you will. Now, hopefully, it don't take damn near dying or dying 7 times for people to realize that. I learned early on, there's no fucking point. That word's going to get you a lot of trouble and cause a lot of shit. Not just that word, just being racist against anybody. I'm sure when I moved to Lexington and one of my roommates was a mixed person or one of them was a black, whatever, I'm sure back home I got called everything in the world. And quite frankly, those people aren't fucking enough in my book to even matter to me. So fuck them. And for that matter, I've been called the N-word with a hard R for driving my fucking Lincoln. Like, I'm a middle-aged white boy driving a fucking lowrider. How the hell are you gonna call me the N-word? But I digress. Yeah, let's get back to the topic at hand. Our good old homeboy over there losing his shit. So, you do notice that in the video, his buddy is videoing the whole time too, right? I would assume that he was videoing when old girl was doing something to him. So, he's already come on Facebook and said, I apologize to the girl and her family and this and that, but nobody asked me what happened to make me act like that. Bro's been in comments, like, fucking talking shit. Like, he obviously does not seem remorseful or sorry for what he did in the slightest. He's standing on fucking 10 toes deep in this motherfucker. Because they have, like, literally, they know where he lives. They've doxed him on his workplace, where he used to work, all kinds of shit, man. I'm telling you, dude, the internet is undefeated. They've been posting boys mugshot. Somebody was, I don't remember who it was. Somebody posted his little duck face and whose dick you sucking today? I was like, that's a great thing to fucking wake up and see. I'd like to know what Penn Station has to say about it, what the actual authorities have to say. Because Lexington police has seen this video by now. Yeah, there's free speech, but he also, I'm pretty sure, in there threatened to smack her and all kinds. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was threats in that video. I mean, maybe I'm taking it out of context. They pull that shit all the time. But the law is, if any reasonable person would take it as a threat, it's supposed to be a threat. So if that's the case, wouldn't there be a threatening charge? I mean, and obviously they know who the guy is. He's basically all but said it was him. I mean, he ain't denying it, obviously. But let's be honest. Are we shocked? That's what sucks about sending your kids to work in fucking fast food. Because you never know what jackass is going to come in and fucking crash out over, who knows. The first day I worked at Taco Bell when I was 16, maybe 17, because my first job was at McDonald's, then I worked at Taco Bell a second. The first day I worked, within the first hour, somebody threw a fucking burrito at me. I was a fucking kid, bro. Like, you as a grown man walked in and chose violence and chose to throw a burrito at me. And you came through drive-thru. I didn't even take your fucking order. So it's seriously untelling. This little girl may have looked at them sideways. Who the fuck knows? Even if she had an attitude, move the fuck on. It's food, dude. You're talking to a fast food, and no disrespect to fast food workers. You're talking to close to a minimum wage or barely above minimum wage worker who doesn't get paid enough to deal with your shit. I deal with people at restaurants every fucking day. Great people. Everybody knows me from DoorDash. You'd be hard pressed to find anybody that fucking doesn't like me because I sit there and bullshit and it's gonna be a minute. Okay, no problem. You be honest. Tell me if it's too long. I say, hey, no, nothing personal. I'm gonna go get something else. I'm not gonna be a dick over there yelling. Rah. I've seen DoorDashers do it. I've seen it. It's yeah. You get aggravated with anything every fucking day. It's how you react. I mean, and I'm not perfect. I have to catch myself on shit too, especially driving, because goddamn you people in Lexington are fucking idiots. No offense. Well, yeah, the ones that can't drive, total offense. Fuck you. But other than that, fucking breathe. Take a breath. Step back. Goddamn, go outside, man. Like, move on. Like, you realize the shit you have caused yourself. Like, unless you were a masochist, then you shouldn't fucking like all this hatred. And yeah, I'm leaving that in there. I don't even give a fuck. I can't talk. I'm not perfect. Like I said, fuck it. But I guess with that being said, we will wrap this one up. We got two fucking completely different stories. We got a federal fucking case of bank robbery and fucking 2 homicides involved. Like, what the fuck are you thinking, bro, at 18? Like, this isn't GTA, bitch. Then you got the fucking local races blowing shit up. So hopefully we'll have updates on both these, and we'll get to see fucking justice served. But we all know the wheels of justice turn slowly. But it goes to show you, shit can go sideways real quick, whether it be fucking one extreme or the other. And always, if you see shit, anything you fucking think I'd be interested, send me a message on Facebook. Fucking tips are always welcome, because I'll fucking roll out there. I like getting content. And with that being said, what the fuck, Lex? I'll catch you in the next one.